Am I the a-hole for not giving my biological dad my kidney and waiting for my adoptive dad's kidney surgery? I was adopted at age 4. I have never physically met my biological father. When I turned 19, my biological mom reached out to me, since the restraining orders were lifted once I turned 19. She and I had a rocky start. She mentioned being friends with my biological father on Facebook to my sister. My sister told me, and I reached out. He was happy to hear from me, and he was very open and kind. He answered all the hard questions honestly, and we developed a bond through text. When my biological mom found out, she mocked me, saying he told her I was weird for not speaking with them on the phone and only talking through text. I took this opportunity to ask my dad if we could chat on the phone. We began having short phone calls that I cherished. After a few years, we spoke about visiting. I wanted to travel to meet him and his family. However, I didn't have the funds yet. My adoptive father had been supportive and listened to all my concerns, helping me navigate the new challenges with my biological parents. Some years passed, and my adoptive father became ill. He had kidney failure and needed a new kidney. I worked hard to get my health in check in case I was a match. However, my adoptive father would not let me check to see if I was a match, nor would he allow his 3 biological children to be tested. We waited, and eventually a donor was found. During this time, I found out my biological father also had kidney failure and would need a kidney as well. I did not offer to help, nor did he ask. My biological dad became sicker and sicker while my adoptive dad became well again. My fiancé and I eloped. We still planned a wedding for the following year but wanted to be married. During our planning, I found out I was pregnant. I told my family, his family, and my biological father/mother. Everyone was elated. A few weeks before the wedding, I received a call from my biological dad's sister. They had been trying to reach me. My biological dad died during surgery. I felt horrible knowing we'd never meet in person. I beat myself up internally for not trying harder to visit. His family did not receive me well. They sent very mean and hurtful messages, saying I wasn't his child and that I'm not family, and that I was trying to get his money. They refused to acknowledge me and did not invite me to the funeral. I felt so small and insignificant. My biological mother found out and she cursed every one of his relatives out until they finally left me alone. She told me she was sorry for my loss and that she was there if I needed anything. Through my loss, I gained her acceptance, and we speak more frequently, even over the phone. I still have guilt because many of my biological father's relatives hate me for not giving him any kidney, and I have guilt for not seeing him or at least getting tested to see if I was a match. I hold this guilt, but should I have gotten tested and try to ease his pain? Now for the top comments. Don't blame yourself for that. When your dad was well, he could have made many efforts to go see you. Let that blame go and live your life. There's no guarantee you would have been a match even if you'd offered. And there is no guarantee that he would have survived the surgery. Not the a-hole. Donating a kidney is no small thing, especially for a young woman who still wants children. And you can survive without functioning kidneys for quite a long time, so you can wait for an organ without negatively impacting your child's future. Your fathers both decided to wait. That was their decision. They wanted you to have a normal future. If your biological father's family wanted to meet you, they could have invited you and covered the costs. They didn't. You did nothing wrong. His side still won't acknowledge me nor have anything to do with me at this point. I'm only in contact with his sister who called to give me the bad news. I gave her full medical proxy of his estate and body. You've gotten along fine without them this long. You were raised by your family. Those other people are strangers. Let it be. Giving up a kidney is a huge thing, and he never asked you, so you have no reason to feel bad. Second, if your bio mom didn't inherit everything from your bio dad, then it kind of sounds like you could have been in your bio dad's will. I say this because, at least in the US, wills are typically written to specifically name your then living children and also say something should go to any other bio children you may have. If that's the case, then that's why they refused to acknowledge you and accused you of trying to get his money. I told his sister to use it towards his burial. It wasn't a lot. Next story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to let my parents move into my new house? I, 34 male, recently bought my first home after years of hard work and saving. It's a modest but beautiful house in a quiet neighborhood, and I'm incredibly proud of achieving this milestone. My parents, both in their late 60s, currently live in a rented apartment, and while they're not struggling financially, they've expressed concerns about retirement and wanting a more stable living arrangement. After I announced my house purchase, they approached me with the idea of moving in with me. They said it would give them a chance to downsize, save money, and spend more time with me. While I love my parents and respect everything they've done for me, I was honest and told them that I wanted this house to be my personal space. I've lived with them most of my life, and I was looking forward to having my independence. They didn't take it well. They accused me of being ungrateful, reminding me that they sacrificed a lot to support me through college and early adulthood. They even suggested that I owe it to them to give back now that I'm in a better financial position. Some extended family members also chimed in, saying I should honor my parents by letting them live with me. I tried explaining that while I'm happy to help them in other ways, like assisting with rent or finding a better place for them, I'm not ready to share my home. It's not about them personally. It's about finally having a space that's mine. Despite this, they continue to pressure me, and now I'm starting to feel like I might actually be selfish for saying no. So, am I the a-hole for refusing to let my parents move into my new house? Not the a-hole. The minute you allow them into your home, they will try to go back to the parent/child relationship and try to control every aspect of your life while having no respect for you. Don't do it. Save your sanity. Definitely this. They will take over everything. Your friends are too loud. Why are they here again? We don't like your groceries. Can you drive me into such and such? Why are you going out? Again? There will be seriously worn places on your sofa from them watching their shows. It will be a nightmare, and they will never leave. They should be proud of you for buying your own house, not trying to hijack your independence at home. Not the a-hole. Don't be silly. He won't have his sofa. The house will be full of his parents' furniture, and I'm sure they will take the master bedroom. There's 2 of them, so they need it more. Not the a-hole. You're allowed to have boundaries. Helping them financially is more than enough. You don't owe anyone your independence just because they are family. Exactly. Setting boundaries is important for maintaining your own well-being. And offering financial help doesn't mean sacrificing your independence. Plus, they're in their 60s. OP could be stuck with them for 30 to 40 years. They just hit retirement age, if they've even gotten there yet. They can take care of themselves, even if they don't want to do so. Kids don't owe their parents anything, and it's manipulation and emotional abuse to claim otherwise. Not the a-hole. You have every right to have your own space. Because let me tell you, once you start helping them, their entitlement will reach new highs. Just you watch. Seen it time and time again. Stand your ground. Keep healthy boundaries. And remember, they did their job as parents. And it's not for a payday at the end. They made those choices and they need to be okay with them. Next story. Am I the a-hole for telling my sister Sam that since her deadbeat boyfriend is back, I shouldn't have to cancel my life to help her with her kids anymore all the time? So I, female 21, have a sister Sam who has a deadbeat boyfriend Tavian. Tavian left 2 months ago but came back a week ago trying to play happy family. While he was gone, I filled the role of another parent. I had no problem doing this. But now he's back, and Sam asked me this morning, even though we got into it last night, that Tavian isn't feeling well, and I need to step up again and watch her kids. Now, I have appointments almost all day that I can't cancel. Plus, I have to go to the post office before they close, and also have a job interview today at 4. She didn't like this and told me it's my job as an aunt to step up when a parent can't. I told her she's ridiculous. Since I'm choosing not to have kids right now, I shouldn't have to be another parent to someone else's kids. I told her that I don't care if he is sick. He was away for 2 months, and all of a sudden he's back but isn't feeling well? Not my problem. She got mad at me and I hung up the phone. Tavian found me at the post office and started yelling at me outside, saying I'm a terrible aunt and that the kids look up to me. I told him at least I didn't leave for 2 months with literally no goodbye to anyone, and then suddenly came back pretending to care. Tavian told Sam what happened and she tried to get Kay and Nat involved. They both told her that I was clearly stating boundaries and that since Sam likes her boundaries to be respected, she needs to respect mine. So now I'm thinking of either going low contact or even no contact for my own mental health. So am I the a-hole for telling Sam that since her deadbeat boyfriend is back, I shouldn't have to cancel my life to help her with her kids all the time anymore? You should not have to cancel your life to help her with her kids all the time. Period. If you do, you're doing her a favor. It's not an obligation. Apart from that, the fact that their dad is not fulfilling his actual obligations is obviously bad. Why is it so hard for people in these situations to say this and mean it? Did not do the banging, not doing the rearing. That would be my answer to them both, and it wouldn't even be a long conversation or debate. That sentence is complete. Oh, so he was well enough to go to the post office, but not well enough to take care of his own kid? Tavian is a loser. Make sure he and your sister both know that. Not the a-hole. Their spawn, their problem. Yup, he actually hit me very hard as well. Some big guy had to step between us since I was about to explode. I don't put up with anyone, man or woman, hitting me for no reason. Next story. Am I the a-hole for insisting my brother and sister-in-law will be parents of the groom at mine and my fiancé's wedding? I, 26 male, was raised by my brother and sister-in-law. My brother is 14 years older than me, and he and sister-in-law met in high school and started dating. He was already bringing me up because our parents did not want to parent again. They weren't great to my brother, but at least kept him alive. Without my brother, that wouldn't have been true for me. I was dumped into his arms the day I was born, and they told him to figure it out. When he moved out, I moved with them, and sister-in-law's parents became my grandparents. We lived as a family from that point on. I call them mom and dad even though they never adopted me. Their kids together are my siblings, and we were raised as siblings with me as the big brother. They were there for everything and even helped me get into college. I met my fiancée in college, and she knows my family history as do her family. This was never a problem before wedding planning began, but some of her relatives, and she has stood up to them when it comes to this, have complained about my parents being listed as such, instead of being listed as brother and sister-in-law of the groom. They say it already sounds weird that I call people who look only a few years older than me mom and dad, but for the wedding, it will look awful, and like we're wild people to call people who could pass for just 10 years older parents of the groom. My fiancé said it's not those relatives' decisions and that they need to respect ours or they won't be at the wedding. They said I should realize, or someone in my family should realize, how trashy it will look to people and how my brother and sister-in-law will look to others. For those who ask, my family knows how my parents, siblings, and grandparents will be listed. I won't say they were demanding it, but it was expected since I called them mom and dad. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. Whoever is creating drama because of this can get over themselves. How dare they demand you demean your brother and sister-in-law's efforts, raising you just for their special fees? They're the only parents you have ever known, and they deserve that recognition. I can't imagine the hurt they'd feel if they were erased on your special day. You're definitely not the a-hole. Your brother and sister-in-law raised you, and they deserve to be recognized as your parents on your special day. It's unfair for anyone to expect you to downplay that bond just to avoid making things uncomfortable for them. I'm just glad it's outsiders having a problem with it, and not your brother and sister-in-law suddenly refusing and turning their backs on you, as I feared when I read the title. Your wedding, your family, your choice. Everyone else needs to sit down and be quiet. Those worried about how trashy it will look to people can stay home so they won't be embarrassed. You and your fiancé don't need or want people like that in your lives. You're not the a-hole, but judgmental people are. Just curious, are you inviting your parents? I'm not inviting the people who made me. They're strangers to me and we don't have anything to do with them now. Last story. My dad's affair is going to break our family apart. Dad's affair has broken our family. I, 30 female, recently found out my dad, 57 male, has been having an affair with a work colleague. My mom, 54 female, and I are extremely close, and our family is very close. We speak daily and hang out almost weekly. I have no words to express the anger and hurt I'm feeling. I know my dad didn't cheat on me, but in a way, it almost feels like he put his relationship with me and my 2-year-old son at risk by doing this. He knows I would never forgive him for something like this, nor would my mom and sisters. I've always idolized my dad and my parents' relationship. Now I don't even want to see him or speak to him. He doesn't know that we know yet. My mom hasn't confronted him, but we've seen the messages, and they paint a pretty clear picture. I don't know how I am ever meant to forgive him or move past this. He's completely destroyed my mom and our family by doing this. I just feel like I'm living in a really bad dream. My family is everything to me, and the thought of us not being all together and happy is soul-destroying. Am I in the wrong for not wanting to forgive him? Edited to add, the other thing that is killing me is that this woman he's having an affair with is the same age as my eldest sister, 34, just 4 years older than me. It just feels so strange to me. I can't explain how much I never ever imagined my dad would ever do this to my mom. It's really turned everything on its head for me. I know my dad didn't cheat on me. He did. A cheater betrays those they're in a relationship with and a family they're ruining. By extension, the family members are also betrayed. So yes, he did betray you at the same time he betrayed your mom. You and your siblings are entitled to hold him accountable for ruining the family. One could argue that failing to do so, not ensuring there are harsh consequences for what he's done, is in fact enabling him. I would advise not holding back when telling him exactly how despicable he is and going low contact with him while maximizing your support for your mom. My significant other always says choosing to have an affair is making a conscious choice to tear your family apart. I am sorry that you are all dealing with this. You're not wrong. There is no excuse for cheating. If you are unhappy, separate, then see other people. But cheating? It is the ultimate betrayal of trust and a demonstration of total disrespect. Support your mother. Your father has shown how little he values your mother and his family. He does not deserve that family. You would be more than justified in cutting him off. I certainly would if it were me.